All right. I'm going to go ahead and start the video. I know that some people will jump in as we go along. Nobody is in the meeting as of yet that I can see. And let's see. All right. And just testing a few things. Everything seems to be working normally. We're starting a little bit earlier this year with getting ready for camp and kind of level out the road to getting to the finish line. We started, at different points in previous years, but the goal really is to make this year's to Burning Man a little bit smoother, and hopefully get everybody a little bit more on board. Ray gave me a little interesting piece of advice as far as maybe getting people to opt in a little bit more, or giving you guys a chance to help make this reality become fulfilled. And so with that, I would encourage anybody with ideas to make camp better to come forward. And again, the idea to improve something and then carrying it out to help make it a reality is two different things. I work on this project all year long, and I ask some people to help me with stuff. This is the first year where I'm kind of like saying, okay, if you want to help this become a reality, what have you got? Excuse me, what have you got? What can you bring to the table? For a lot of people, they're just gonna kind of go along on the same ride with me. I've basically created the framework for the camp. Here's our theme for this year. We're going to do it on Kali, the god of death and destruction, with the Dead Monks Society. And I'm hoping to see everybody kind of join me on this, because we're essentially going to create sort of this haunted house for nighttime out there. The only time it won't be kind of this haunted space is on movie nights, or if we're entertaining in the temple at nighttime, as an event or something like that. The idea is to get some fog machines, projection. We'll have a lot of skulls and bones and stuff like that. During the day, we'll probably still have our yoga and meditation workshops, and maybe more if we can, and see what produces out of all this. I want to make the area a little bit more artistically inclined, a little nicer, and then I also have to figure out still how to do a tea service or ramen service and stuff like that in a way that's classy and keeps it nice. So there's that. Just a little bit of configuration changes for the temple this year. It's going to be more with a risen center section and then two lower sides. And then I have this idea for a wind piece to go over the temple that kind of also protects it from it. Not a lot of money, and should be really cool if we can carry it off. Let's see, be a village this year. I hope that Ruda's Lounge will join us again. Melody from 2015, and I had this idea about doing Moon Guardians too, and that would be an all women space in the camp, where we could just do something really cool with that. But Mike Pico had some ideas. People had some ideas, so we'll see what we can come up with. My fantasy is still not dead. I have at least until February or March to see if I can make that a reality. But it is a low priority as far as things go. The camp fee and all that stuff we'll talk about in the course of the meeting. Y'all should have seen the whoops, wow, that was a trip, huh? Should have seen that I published on the Sun Guardians group. It's about our meeting here. Some goals, that I really want to make clear here is that I want us to have our best year yet. Last year got lost in, camp fees as an issue. We never seemed to have enough money to get us through the year. Even to the point where we ended up having to take a collection from everybody on Playa just to drain. Then after the Playa, to get Doug some of his money back. Very expensive doing this. And a couple people have kind of groused at me about, going over the $200 camp fee or $250, depending on what the scenario was last year. I think the reality of the situation is that we do have to increase the camp fee. We can talk to each other about all of our resources work. We've got to figure out how to make the sink and the shower work without Doug and Jet. So someone has to take over that job. Pico might be a really good fit for that, but I've got my mind set on Pico in other roles. But I don't want anybody taking on too much. Every year we've had somebody actually kind of take on too much, and I want to avoid that. We're going to talk about the theme this year a little bit from 2016 and some goals that I set. And we'll talk a little bit about leadership. Some important changes this year, and then some of the other footnotes that I've already mentioned. Let's see. There are some changes in our leadership, and positive ones, and there's actually some announcements to come up too. Get back to the video here. All right. Well, hello again. Since nobody's joined me in the video, it sounds like either people had trouble connecting to the video portion or the link didn't work. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to go through the agenda as quickly as I can and try and keep this within 30 minutes from the time that we started. And that way, getting to the video will be easy for you. At some point in the video, there will be a password that you will have to send me through a direct message on Facebook so that I know that you've seen this video. And it'll be the same for all videos going forward because it is vital that we're all on the same page. And I know this is monotonous and I might be asking you to take a little bit much out of your day, but move forward, it's really, really, really important that we're all really together on all this. This today being our first day, the 17th of November. The reason that we're doing these videos like this is because we had some people last year, that basically showed up without the resources that they needed, showed up without resources for the camp. These were things that were covered over and over again through the year, and in the videos. So excuse for it. And plus, since all those people that didn't carry through were virgins, it was up to whoever their sponsor was to make sure that they knew. So if I direct you back to your sponsor with some of your questions, if you do ask me questions, please don't take that as reflecting, but just take that as a point that I need you to have that person as your first contact point in order to get questions answered about the camp. But if that person doesn't know, of course, we'll post it in the group, or find someone to talk to, either or. Welcome back. Many of the people who've already registered. We have 12 people in camp registered right now, and there's probably close to 8, I think, that are just waiting to see what their situation is after the first of the year. So if we're lucky, we'll actually fill up pretty quickly. The first thing that we're going to talk about today is about our new deity, Kali, the god of death and destruction. But there's also comes from that creativity. Kali is quite an interesting figure, and I would say possibly not the most attractive idolatry that's been out there so far, but I'm hoping that we're going to have a bit of fun with that. She's seen as having her tongue sticking out, having a crown of skulls and skulls around her neck, and most often very teased out, frayed out hair. Body, as opposed to years in the past when we've had the more fluffier, warming, fuzzy, deities like Hanuman and Ganesh, everybody loves. But Kali has to be embraced, to be appreciated. And I think that this is the ideal year for that. If what we're doing is we're what we had and building anew, and hopefully we'll come back stronger and better as leaders and as members of the camp, and have a really good, overall presentation. We'll essentially be a haunted house on the playa, something that just can run at night. We'll see what electronic masters we can get to work together to, set up whatever programming for nighttime, so we can get fog machines going, we can get projections going, we get audio going, and the icon will need some management as well. Let's see. From 2018, one of the things that we learned a lot of lessons that year. Many people in camp. We had 43 people in camp altogether. We had a few people at the 11th hour and balance, at the 11:30 hour, which is kind of weird. And in that case, because they're camp fees, but only one person has been giving me any trouble on it. And I've already reported that person to Facebook, who, if they were nicer, I'd be more willing to do what I can to help them out. But they've actually been very difficult. From 2016 is that a lot of people weren't very invested in what was in camp. They used the space just as a landing point because we've created this great wall of around us, with a lot of people that will watch each other's back, but a number of people that abused resources and did not contribute or showed up to their volunteer things as much as they should have. I was a little bit too focused on trying to get camp fees collected so we could really do a nice front of house presentation, especially since we were hosting an event that Burning Man headquarters was attending. Have to focus on and worry about camp fees. I'd rather they just get in, we get other resources that we need, and we just get ready. We need people to invest in what the camp is delivering. A lot of meetings are missed, a lot of basic essentials, not there. Some of the projects were a little bit on the expensive side. The shower was very expensive to produce. The water heater, the on-demand that was there, all very expensive. And their expense was shouldered by Doug, who, well, he worked his fingers to the bone to get that with Jet. And he was really committed to making sure that things were working right. And I don't know if he fully got the appreciation that he deserved. But questions that I'm kind of stuck with is, can we use the shower, in 27? As I mentioned earlier, we're going to need somebody that's going to take the lead on that and be responsible for it. So from those lessons, we got some new goals. And safety for the camp have to be paramount. This is another year where a bunch of people got sick off of the food and stuff in camp after one or two particular nights. We haven't quite pinned down exactly what night that was. I myself was made ill from something, but even though I think, several other people had some bad reactions too, and we just can't have that going forward. We had a little bit of a problem last year too, on a smaller scale, but I think what Mary's suggestion with bringing out prepared foods and frozen pre-prepared foods and canned meats and stuff like that actually worked in our benefit quite a bit. This year we're going to be using a new tool for signing up for volunteer shifts. It's iVolunteer. I've already configured most of the volunteer shifts that are on there. We'll be releasing it at the beginning of the year. Yeah, when you sign up for volunteer shifts, you'll get an email list, all the things that you signed up for that you will need to print and bring out with you. I'm certain as the administrator, I'm going to be able to do some printing myself and be able to bring these out. But it's really important for everybody to be present and show up for their shifts. A new approach to some of them, like signing up to be a part of a team. Like the yoga at 11 will be at 11 o'clock every day. Meditation will be at 1:30 every day. We'll do tea service at a certain time, blah, 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 blah. So there's going to be much more regularity and flow to that. But if you sign up to be part of the yoga class setup and team, Monday, there's going to be 5 people. Yoga instructor, 2 people to make sure the space is ready, the greeters, and someone also to make sure that everybody is, together. And you guys are all responsible to make sure each of your parties show up and you have as much fun or get as crazy as you want with it. So I think that's going to be a really good option. Another result from 2016, I think leadership was, even though there were some communication issues here and there, leadership always was on the right page. One of the things that we agreed on early on was that if Ray makes a decision, or if Kevin makes a decision that the others of us, you know, we stick with it. There were times when I struggled, and you know, Ray stepped in and helped, and same thing with Kevin, same thing with Doug. You know, just kind of stepped up and um, back on balance, or help me, you know, make sure it's done. Sam was absolutely fantastic. Uh, but another lesson was like the kitchen just did not have enough help. Mary had too much on her plate, and she was supposed to have help that wasn't there. So we don't want that to ever happen again, too. It just became an ugly thing. And again, it's something I don't know if she ever type of acknowledgement for at least, you know, trying to achieve. So no one has joined me yet, so I'm just gonna keep on going. Important changes going from 2016 is that in order to help pay for all the bills, I ended up selling all the carports. It also was a benefit because that's also a lot of bandwidth. You know, that's a lot of material that I don't have to deal with. That's 1,600 pounds of carports that I no longer have or have to worry about managing now. I can go and get the shape structures that we've been using, which are enough for 6 is well, the bandwidth of 6 carports is taken up by one, is replaced by one of these shade structures, which fits into a tote and has a bunch of extra pipes. And those are purchases that I'll be making in the I think it's late spring-ish time. Have to get more of that for the backstage, and we'll do something different this year for backstage by creating a kitchen and chill space that I think people will really love, and it'll be very clean, and I think everybody will appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, we're not going to do shaded camping. If anybody wants to be in a shaded spot, they have to manage. And let's see. RVs, trailers. I think one of the problems with coming in an RV is that you get a little disconnected from the camp in the last couple of years, in some cases, not every case. So I think it's really important that, you know, we work on ways to avoid that in the future. As far as I know, I don't know who is coming in an RV next year. No one's actually told me that at this point, but that's something I think we should talk about. I think a lot of things are covered so far, so I'm just kind of running through this as fast as I can. Electricity, we're definitely going to need our electricity solution. I was really proud of the fact that we were going to be able to do 2 solar panels, be very limited on gas-powered energy last year, but we ended up becoming just the opposite. The solar panel was strictly used for charging, but we ended up using a generator that we almost didn't plan on, and we almost used it to death. And it helped us a lot. It did start failing towards the end of the week here and there, but it was just a miracle to have it. So we've already made arrangements for a new one for next year to borrow, and we might have to get a second one I'm sure we have backup just in case. Let's see. 2017, it looks like we're going to have some new leadership. And maybe some old leadership taking on, new dimension in their roles. You're going to see in the sign-up form where we have 3 different categories of campers. We've got the early arrivals, we got the people that are there the core of the week, and we got the breakdown team. There's a lead for each group. Those 3 will be the top level leads with me as the mayor of the camp. So I'm not going to just pigeon my hole in one of those 3. I'm going to the bridge between the 3 of them, and we'll all 4 be decision makers of the camp. And I kind of have a feeling I know who's going where. But Ray says he's stepping back and will just be a camper. I'm coming up as a lead this year. It's looking is going to join the lead team this year. And I'm not sure who the 3rd lead is going to be at this point. We'll explore. And I don't want anybody having any hurt feelings if they're declined for any reason. I think everybody that's registered so far is approved as of the last time I looked at the list. I just haven't sent you anything out to confirm that. Let's see. One of my goals too is I'd like to make 2018 my retirement year. That is, I'd like to find the right people or persons to take over and run 2018 Sun Guardians. So I'm going to be looking for that year, and then hopefully talking to the right person. So feel free to approach me about that as the year goes on. Make sure this is something you want to take on, because it is a lot of work, and it is a lot of it's more than you think. Trust me when I tell you that it's definitely more than you think. So, but if you've got that project management skill, I'll definitely be there to be as a mentor, but you've also got to be someone that can run with scissors. Let's see. Budget this year is still looking to be over $9,000, well, around $9,000, depending on where we go. Get a little bit more involved with the financial side, so anybody will be able to have more visibility in that area. Every year in the past, I've kind of kept it really close to my chest, but asking for a higher camp fee this year, I think it's also important that people see where that money is going and how it's being used. And I think the leads are the ones that should have access to that. Let's see. Try and avoid a loss in finances this year. I don't think that we'll make a profit. I think that we'll be, probably right on target, because every year we've either been on target or over budget. And I'm doing outside of Sun Guardians will be in a separate bank. Streams crossed a little bit, and some of the Sun Guardians money ended up over in Queer Burners, but we got that back. And things came out pretty well. Let's see. Out that asked if 1 or 2 people could go ahead and pay their camp fee. Got some materials for the temple I want to order or pick up that I've got kind of on hold right now. Finances in my own pocket to do that. Plus, we're also dealing with some storage fees every month, and I'd rather that not come out of camp fees. I was inclined to help with that. That's more than Welcome. Can't storage costs me $195 a month, which is about close to $3,000 a year. Well, no, now it's less than $3,000 a year. But before I moved to this unit, it was more than $3,000 a year. All right. So the password for today is meeting number 1 through a direct message or email, and I will put it up for you. So we'll be keeping attendance, and I will be publishing the attendance on a Google sheet, just so we can keep everybody on board and see who's actually in camp. 2017 with a lot of vigor and gusto. Let's make this awesome. I really appreciate you guys, and I feel like we're gonna have a year with a whole new, because there was some controversy and some negativity that came out of 2016. Somebody's joined me here. Who's there?
Sam.
Oh, there is some other people there. I just went on with the meeting like no one was there.
Matt's here. I've been listening for a couple minutes.
What's that? Who is that, Matt?
Yep. I was just saying for a couple minutes listening in, but I'll be on mute.
No, please. I was going to start wrapping up. So this is a great time for interaction if you guys want to add.
Well, what?
I see Mola. Well, I was actually reading the screen, so I didn't know you guys were even there. Nobody had showed up for a little while but yeah.
So were we? I thought we were starting at 6:30. No?
Oh, maybe I got ahead of myself and started at 6.
Yeah,
is that what I did?
6, or it said 6:30 Pacific.
Oh, so crazy day. I've been working on stuff, and I got off of my schedule. But read the agenda already? I know, Mola. I can see your. So if you have any questions, just type it in and let me know. Did you guys see the agenda?
I have not seen it.
Okay. Well, it's published in the file section on the group.
Okay.
So I can see the agenda in the meeting invite.
Okay.
Yeah, is that the same agenda?
The agenda is in the files section under the Sun Guardians group page. It's titled.
Oh, I see it.
11/17 Sun Guardians.
Cool. I see it now.
Yeah, I do see it.
Come on. Well, I'll just consider my time alone as bad. It's probably a good thing. All right. How's everybody doing?
I'm all right.
Matt, you doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Just really busy with work right now. So, yeah, glad I could make it to the meeting though. Managed to get out at a reasonable hour today.
So the Google Hangouts has changed a little bit, but I think on your side, just with the connection, it seems like normal, at least from what I can tell. It's all over on YouTube entirely. So I'll be saving the video and then linking it back to our Facebook page. I guess I'm just gonna start rolling into the agenda. I just you guys back. I'm glad to see you guys. Considering coming back because I really enjoyed the time with you three, especially, and quite a few other people. Sam, you really were just such a superstar last year, and I can't say enough praises and appreciation for you being a lead last year.
Thanks.
The camp changed our a little bit this year. We've done Kali and Hanuman and Ganesh in the past years. This year I'm going to change it over to Kali, the god of death and destruction. It's also creativity and renewal. And I think this is an excellent time for that for our camp. To kind of take on that new theme. And I can see just from the world around us that it's kind of timely as well. But with that, it also gives us a chance to do something for the last couple of years, is to kind of do a bit of a haunted house on Playa. So our nighttime presentation is essentially, we'll create a program. We have the temple space with some fog machines and projections and being kind of a haunted environment. And I think we could have a lot of fun with that. The icon that I have planned for Kali should be kind of low impact, easy to manage. So there's not a lot of huge infrastructure changes to it. It's mostly decoration and just mostly some decoration and some new art that'll be flowing around it as well. Let's see. So I don't want to put too much budget on decoration. We're gonna need to focus those on the camp overall, whether we are just a camp or a village this year. It's just a nice presentation, and it's really important that everybody be in. The lessons that we learned from 2016 basically were we had too many people in camp. We had 44 people signed up. We had 43 out, but we also had a large percentage of those people who didn't really show up for volunteer slots. So there were some communication issues here and there. The kitchen didn't get the support that it needed. I think Mary just had shoulders, and there was somebody that was supposed to be helping her out who was basically absent during the week. So it just looked bad. And so when Jose takes over the kitchen next year, that he gets support, and that whatever happened to this, that we just kind of leave it in the past, but we just learn from it moving forward. Really a key too, and I think that's something from our leadership. We were able to talk to each other and be supportive of each other. Myself, Sam, Ray, Kevin, Mary, we agreed to be if someone made, like, the only people that can make a decision on the camp, for the camp, in the name of the camp, basically, like myself, Ray, Kevin, and were you part of that too? I don't remember. I'm just a little tired. Sorry. That we had each other's back. There were a couple of times when I struggled, and Sam and Doug, Kevin and Ray, all of them, at one point through the week, kind of propped me up a little bit, and helped me out a lot. And we need to be that for each other, because our leadership is going to change a little bit next year. We have some people stepping up and some people stepping back. So about that a little bit more in a minute. Just taking another step back as far as the lessons of 2016 is, when it came to budget, some of our projects ate up a lot of the money. We're going to try and avoid that, again next year. Is already kind of hammered out to some degree, and it's going to kind of stay among the leads, but it's going to cost us somewhere around $9,000 to run next year. Other camps under, they spend $20,000 and more a year, on what they're doing, but we can operate on a tighter budget and do some really cool things. We had a great presentation in 2016, and I really want to bring it 17 and be a little bit more artistic and good to the people that are camping with us. Changes going towards 2017 include that all the carports have been sold. We got rid of something that was a huge amount of bandwidth on us, at least on me, as far as getting it into storage, moving it around. 6 of those carports, it's 1,200 pounds of materials. We had 8 of them. But for 6 carports, I can get one of the carport or the shade structures. Bandwidth is literally 1/6 of what the 6 carports were, which means all the pieces for those carports fit into one tub, and there's the pipes, and it's still less than the 200 pounds that one carport is. So it's a smart decision to move away from the carport, at least for us, and just trying to manage all that stuff. We're not offering any shaded camping this year. Somebody talked to me taking that on as a project. I don't know if they're going to do that this year, but they said, well, what if we wanted to just and manage something like that? I said, I encourage you to take on a project and create your own shade, create a shade structure, and help people with shaded camping. You're going to take it off of my plate as far as what people are paying for camp fees. The same platform, everybody on the same level. That includes those of us that are working on it all year long. I think that's kind of fair. It's kind of sucks for the people that do work on it a lot, but at the same time, I think it just putting us all on the same playing field is a good idea. Kitchen is going to be run by Jose, and we're going to try and make sure he's got support that he needs. System connected to the shower. We need to make sure we've got that running if we can figure out what Doug had done and how to put it back together. We've already got somebody that's replaced the stove that Mary, because I don't believe she's coming back with us next. I think Pico's bringing that. And then we're going to need to really watch our electricity next year. We had thought that the 2 solar panels in 2016 would take care of our electrical needs. We did get the 1 solar panel set up for that, but also we became very reliant on the generator, which worked out fairly well, you know, in the big picture. We've already got a generator offered for next year, thinking that we will probably need to either buy or rent another one just as a backup, just to make sure we have enough power for all that we're planning on doing. Moving forward, is there any questions on anything I've gone over so far? Thoughts, feedback? Because on 2016, if there's any questions, concerns, or something that on anybody's mind.
I'm impressed. In the
Okay, awesome. All right, back to the agenda then. So leadership in 2017. I've seen on the application form for camp, I've kind of broken. I'm trying to make everything a little bit more and organized, so people know more about, you know, what their areas of responsibility are, and we can work better as a team. I kind of created the leads and the for camp into 3 sections. So, the weekly, during the week structure and stuff that goes on, and then breakdown. I have a feeling I know who wants to take over EA. I haven't talked to the other person yet about what role he wants to play. And so I think there's still an opening for another lead. The picture that's developing is this. I need 3 leads, 1 to take over early entry, 1 over to take over the operations of the week. We still got to support each other through the week. And then someone to take the lead on breakdown. Putting myself on the same level as those leads, but as camp mayor, I'm going to support all 3 roles in my position. The leads that we're looking at having for 2017 include Sam, possibly Pico. Ray has discussed last time I talked to him that he's going to step back as a lead this year and just be a participant. He's been a lead now for 2 or 3 years, so I can definitely see you know, why he want to kind of step back, at least for this year. Although he's been absolutely invaluable both years that he's been. So we still have at least one more role that I'm trying to fill in that construct. And I'm going to ask each lead to take one of those 3 places. Pico, I think, is interested in EA. I honestly think Sam would be perfect for you know, the week operations. And then find out someone for breakdown. You know, the leads will be more involved with budget and operation But also, ideally, I'd like to find that I could back off in 2018 and kind of take a bet, let somebody else kind of run the show. And I'm really interested to see if there's anybody interested in that, because that's a year that if Chantha and I are still together, he wants to come back. And I'd like to be able to come back with Sun Guardians as, you know, a member of the camp. See that there's kind of an end game being rolled out there as my role with Sun Guardians as a lead is concerned, or as mayor. Somebody else should be mayor for 2018. All right. As far as budget and camp fees are concerned, just right now gives us about $9,000 as far as expenses are concerned next year for the camp. Compared to other camps, yeah, I talked to Gender Blender and asked them what their budget was, and they spent $20,000 at least a couple years ago. And I was a little bit blown away that it cost them that much to get out there. You know, even with all the stuff that we've got going on, you know, that $1,000 is pretty good. We have had expenses that just kind of went it. Last year, you know, we were charging $200 and $250 for camp and camp, and we still ended up shortfall. I sold all carports, and that you know, still paid for bills. We were still to the point where we had to take a collection to get gray water removed in order to continue using showers. So college this year, I'm trying to plan ahead to make sure that we have enough money to cover, you know, the stuff that, you know, we do to make everybody, you know, to give people in camp, you know, to do, you know, to make this whole without me going in debt, because I'm already spending $195 a month just for storage. That's not something I'm complaining about, and that's something I'm willing to take on. You know, that's, you know, with some of the end game things that I've about, you know, people need to be aware of what it takes to make camp happen. So camp fees are going up to $300 per person, and you know, we'll have all the conveniences with that, the same as last year, but better. Better structure and just better maintenance. So after January 1st, but I did put a notice out where I'm asking if one or two people can pay their camp fee early, because I've got access to a couple of things at camp that I can get at a really good price. So if anyone can do that, and just want to do it off the link on the website, that's fine. And no one needs to worry about it until after the beginning of the year. And it's that time when we have to start thinking about tickets. If we're offered group sale tickets, people are going to have to be ready for their money, so be prepared. You know, people are in positions where it's important for them to have tickets first, will be the first ones up to the plate. Those people also have to be prepared to have the camp fee ready, you know, and be able to buy that ticket. And it'd be a full price ticket, but last year guaranteed 20 tickets and handed it to them. They handed us 20 tickets. I don't think we're going to get that many this year, but if we do, we have to be prepared to roll forward with it. Okay, any questions about that stuff so far? Keep the meeting kind of short. I'm not going to let it drag on. But I'm going to be opening this up for, well, the password for the meeting. And you three that are on video right now don't need to worry about it. But the password to confirm that you've seen this video is meeting1. That's MEETINGONE. So send that to me if you're watching this outside of our view, that I can't see you on the feed. And do have to keep attendance for our meetings so we make sure everybody is on the same page. It's really important because last year, it's already, we had people show up without the basic things that we'd been asking for meeting after meeting. Without a change of clothes. We had people show up without we had people show up like the paper towels that we asked everybody to bring for the kitchen, and without just some basic stuff that was really needed. So we had more sparkle ponies last year than we should have. Also, if you are a virgin this year and you have questions that you need answering, I'd like you to first go to your sponsor. Like if you've got somebody who's been to Burning Man ahead of you that that's bringing you to our camp. So first with your questions, feel free to post them in the group, but reaching out to me directly if you're not getting any answers, I would just ask you to use your other resources first. It's just really important. So that's a good time for any conversations that anyone wants to share in. Hey, I see Ray's joined us.
So I had a question. Can you talk a little bit more about like what the haunted house is going to be all about?
One more time, Matt.
Yeah. So what's the haunted house going to be like, or what's your vision for that? I was just curious.
No, it's fine. I posted some graphics on the group. It should be in the photo section for 2017. So there's not a lot, at least on my level of knowledge right now, that I can do to deliver. I have been looking into what I can do. I mean, other than hanging, some skeletons and scary stuff inside, we use the fog machines to kind of create an atmosphere of smokiness. Use of ghosts or dead monk against the fog machines, or sheets of sheer fabric hanging on the inside. Icon at the front. If you have seen the graphic, let me see if I can pull that up. If you have seen the graphic for that, plan is to have this face that's on an arm against a stretchy fabric. So the mask will press against the fabric and create a shadow of the face of Kali. Ominous looking. And then we'll have skulls and there's a video projection system that shows like hands moving along, inside of a wall and stuff like that. Some ideas that I've been throwing together. Does that make sense? And I'm open to other ideas. You know what I mean? We had a guy that was going to join us that had a ton of ideas, but for medical reasons, he had to fall out.
Yeah, that makes sense. So are we going to have like are people going to be walking through the haunted house, or is it more like come hang out and like look at the art and the visuals, or like how are people going to experience the space?
Well, I'm open to some suggestions. Honestly, my plan so far, it just creates an atmosphere. See if I can pull up the graphics that I created, but I'm not sure where they're at right now. That the plan that I have right now just basically creates the atmosphere, sound effect or music that'll be going with it. You know how our temple just kind of sat there last year and was used by past wanted? It would end up being somewhat about the same thing, unless we can create some additional ideas to make it more interactive. And which also brings me to the dead monk costume that I had suggested all getting together and doing. I don't know if y'all saw that image too. Did you guys see that?
I don't think I've seen that yet.
Okay. So I'm on my way to try and get to those images now. It's just computer. So I posted an image from, there's a TV show called Lucifer. Posted.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, those are badass.
The angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, the angels there have that really neat outfit, and I thought that'd make a great costume. Costumes we did in 2015, but this is basically our own thing for the Dead Monk Society. And if people can still get a hold of Halloween makeup, you know, do the whole zombie thing, depending on how we carry it. But I also found these, instead of doing makeup, skull masks, which might be just a fucking cool thing to get instead of having to worry about makeup. They're made out of paper, and I don't know if Sam, you saw it. I posted it on the production page, but yeah, there's ideas. I see. One of the things that from I got some advice from. Oh my God, I'm having a brain. Was, you know, try and get you guys more involved in the creative process. You know what I mean? I'd like you guys, you know, scope of the project, but maybe you've got an idea on how we can make the, you know, the space more scarier at night. There's ways that we can do things, and you know, with laser or holograms or something like that. And when I say holograms, I mean I'm just talking about basically projections on, you know, invisible layers of fabric or whatever that we have on there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna catch this later on, so that's fine. But I do appreciate you guys joining me. I'm still trying to find those graphics. Put them on here.
Can I jump in real quick? It's Ray. Hi.
Hey, Ray. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just want to I just want. Hi. What?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just to add to that comment about the group being more involved in the creative process. Something that two comments. One, the subtext that I was picking up from Matt was, what's the interactive level required of the camp members for the haunted house, which I think you answered by saying it's mostly art installations. It's more of a creepy vibe, not so much like a traditional Halloween haunted house where zombies popping out of corners, right?
Exactly. At this point, I mean, if you guys want to, like you know, Thursday night where we invite people to come by and then we do, you know, maybe we, you know, get a little bit more interactive by creating a haunted wood, you know, in a community. But if you guys want to do that, and we can script and produce it, but I want you guys to be invested in that, if that's what we do.
Totally. And then, yeah, that led to my second thing about everyone being involved is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Toaster, but at this point, the creative direction of the Haunted Collie's Dream is still very pliable in the sense that nothing's like set in stone yet, meaning we could end up doing a full-on stage Rocky Horror Picture recreation, because it's all about who brings the best ideas. It's all about who brings like the ideas, right? And right now you're the one who's the most vocal with ideas, and therefore you deserve the credit for being the artist. But again, ideally this year for me as a returning Sun Guardian, I'd love it to be more of a democracy in the creative ideas. And if someone says, I want to do a Rocky Horror recreation, then everyone needs to be like, that's a stupid idea. Or, oh, that plants the seed. Yeah, I actually have Rocky Horror costumes from my high school production. You know, like it's kind of like just like you said, starting the dialogue early on so that the creative can form more as a group decision rather than a unilateral decision.
This stage, all I'm doing is setting the stage. And believe it or not, I've done this in the past where I said just nobody's really stepped up, and I want to be more vocal this year. We're saying, if you've got ideas to bring to the table, the problem is getting people to put the work into getting something done. You know, to seeing something through and a complete idea. All I'm asking is to keep it within the scope of the project, the overall project. And, you know, if you guys got ideas, let's make it happen. But the place that we seem to fall down is getting people to carry through.
Awesome. And then as a late joiner, I apologize, but did you cover the $300 fee per camper that you've kind of thrown out? Have we seen like a breakdown of what that covers as far as like the creative of the haunted house and any kind of food plan, or how does the $300 per person break down? Or is that not figured out just yet?
Well, I mean, you have access as it's written right now, so you have seen those numbers, and it really just all the basic needs that we have for camp. That's assuming that we use the water and electricity that we did from last year. Transportation, there's an amount for decoration and art projects that it's right now going to cost us close to $9,000 to bring the camp to life on the playa next year. I did go over that, but I mean, I didn't go through the line items. The finances are going to be pretty much between me and whoever's leading in the camp. You had asked for access to it, Ray, so I kind of to you because you were asking. Anything else? Anyone? Well, I'm not finding my graphics that I put together, which is frustrating.
What is it?
Anyone else have any input, questions?
No.
Oh, hey, Jose.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
Good.
Can you hear us?
So,
Okay. Well, we just joined the group.
yeah, you're really late.
You're late?
Yeah, we late like a half hour, something like that.
Yep, you're really late. So I'm gonna have to have you guys watch the video again. We'll worry about it later on.
Okay.
All right. All
Now, me and Marisa,
Uh,
he's next to me. She's next to me.
right.
Mola,
Hello. Mhm.
all right, guys, hold on. Mola posted a question. Do we know the theme for Burning Man 2017? As far as released yet, usually as soon as that happens, it's insane, and I usually know pretty quickly. But they have not announced yet. They probably will, probably within the next month. Certainly, by the time it comes time for ticket sales in December, the early sales. So probably before then. Matt, did you get your questions answered?
Yeah, I think I would just like to chat sometime about how I can get more involved this year. I know I kind of came in late in 2016, tried to help out as much as I could, but so yeah, I'm open to discussing more about that sometime.
Okay, definitely. I'd like to set up a happy hour for us at some point. Maybe you'll be in town for that. We can grab, or just talk on the phone, whatever works.
A
Yeah, oh, that's when Jose perks up, when we start talking about drinking. Sam, did you have any?
I'm good for now. Yeah, apparently there's a lot I missed that was posted on Facebook, so I just want to like go back over all of that, and I'll message you if I have anything else.
Okay. Ray?
I think I'm good for now too. I'm gonna rewatch this video from the start, and then I can follow up with you one-on-one on all my questions, and then we can circle back to the next meeting with the group.
Okay. And Ray, are you still planning on stepping back from a lead position this year and just coming as a participant?
Yes. Yeah. As of right now, yes. Still. I envision my.
I did make that announcement. I don't know if you were when I said that.
Yeah, I think I definitely want to step back and just be a bum this year, in the best, in the most productive bum way possible. But I definitely don't want like any kind of title responsibility again as of November 17th. But ask me again, and I might have a different answer.
All right, cool. Who may not have heard me, our leads this year, we have 3 positions to fill. Sam has generously offered to be part of that. Pico is talking about being a part of that, and there's still a slot that I'm hoping to fill. You guys also saw, and I'm sorry I'm repeating myself at this point. I'm trying to add a lot more organization to the way that we operate, and part of that is that we have the leads covering 3 different sections. Your phone. All right, thank you, Ray. So we have a team. We have the week-long infrastructure team, which we all need to make sure is, covered and gets all the support that it needs to. And then we have the departure team for breakdown and stuff like that. I'm gonna, offer some, depending on, just to make sure that we meet all of our goals, that nobody's feeling frustrated, that nobody's feeling overwhelmed, and that we have a good week. Jose, I did talk about how the kitchen and how we're going to work to make sure that you get the support that you need in the kitchen. And, you know, because last year Mary on her shoulders, and the person that was supposed to be helping her out did not help. And we want to avoid that moving forward.
Okay.
Anyone's got any further questions? Include this. I'm going to post the link. I'm going to need Ray and Jose. They send us the password for the meeting because there's a password in the video. You guys and from anyone else who sees this to confirm that you have seen it. Matt and Sam, I've got you guys, and I thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Nate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
So we were late.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. We are.